Okay, everyone, I think I've stalled long enough to finish my dinner, so I'm going to go ahead and say that we are officially a go. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It's wonderful to see you all again. I am, of course, Rindis. This is, of course, Change Stars Records of Miqto. And it is episode 5. Gosh, we made it to episode 5, y'all. How exciting is that? If you'll give me just a moment, I will unmute everyone else so that we can get started because we are running a little bit behind. I was doing just a lot of, overtime work today. And I'm tired, but I'm here and they're here and we're going to get started. So here we go. Okay, hi everyone. Introduction is done. Of course, big shout out to the Diesel Shot crew and the Change Star staff for putting together this game. But otherwise, let's check in with the players and the storyteller, the Dream Weaver, as she's called in this game. I am Rendis. I will be playing Dr. Rendis LaRussio, the Chief Scientist aboard our away team and spaceship for the foreseeable future until something horrible definitely doesn't happen to her. Ha 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 ha. Popcorn Doogler.
Hi everybody, I am Doogler93. I am playing Fire Thule, the pilot. Right. And we're doing just fine. We caught a monster, we brought it to the people, they seem okay, they don't seem to like my mech very much. It's fine, I'm sure it's fine, nothing's going to happen at all. I'll go over to Captain Carrion.
Hello, I'm Captain Carrion, also known as John. Today I will be playing Douglas Dog Crowley, our resident security expert and taciturn widower.
No, not widower. It's
I mean, yeah.
we love him too,
Yeah,
platonically.
And hello everyone, I am Shay, or Shay the Fae here on Twitch. And I am the Dreamweaver, the storyteller, the dungeon mistress, whatever you call me. Here for this game of Change Stars, in which the exploration team has reached out and made it to a native village on a planet full of natural resources, with a very similar atmosphere. Well, I want to say with a very Earth-like atmosphere, one that is significantly more oxygen-rich than, I guess, what primordial Earth would have been like back when bugs were bigger.
So, Carboniferous period oxygen levels. Got it.
Yeah. That being said, you all had made it to this. Actually, everybody else told us something that happened last time. I want to see what you all remember.
We were attacked at our camp in the night by a local predator, which Dog did what Dog does, threw a bead on it, and unloaded.
Yeah, killed the crap out of it.
Yeah, for a creature that had no concept of
Fear.
semi-automatic projectile weapons, I don't think it was expecting to be killed.
Yeah, it probably wasn't expecting somebody to, just use a fully automatic rifle. Because it probably doesn't even know what a rifle is. Let alone a fully automatic one.
What? Prey bites back? Unheard of.
Prey bites back from long way. Loud, flashy danger noises.
It made a loud sound and I died.
I imagine the natives are looking at this thing with all of these tiny, very deep holes and going, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a time inspecting that.
What's this
What are
hard
these
thing
little
inside of
tiny
it?
pellets in here? I'm having that moment that moment of just if we ever encounter hostile natives, there will be the moment of this is my boomstick. The Daka stick was applied.
Yeah. Some creatures might learn faster than others. But yes, you approach this village, and I'm going to give another quick description of it. It appears the bases were carved from stone. It also appears that upon closer inspection, a lot of the doors appear to be able to be water sealed, I guess, for lack of a better word. There is also a number of holes set up with various awnings and fabric that offer shade out here in this open field plains kind of area. You also notice that the bridges have similar fabric woven into it that allow these natives to comfortably climb along it with their claws. Another description of them: they all seem to have sails which can change colors from red to blue with a little purple in between. And they seem to have been using it for some form of communication. As you stand here now, strange entities in their home just approached and said, "Here, have some meat." So you bought an introduction, more or less, and as you were allowed a little further into the village proper, it looks like most of the inhabitants are still not out. You see some kind of poking their heads out around corners or out of an entryway. These fabrics allowing for scaling to move or to climb. A few of them appear to be in a primitive form of armor and are purposely keeping you surrounded, not showing any aggression, but just that very obvious "I don't know what you are," and making their presence known kind of thing. Douglas, your assumption is correct. They are watching. They are indeed watching the ones carrying the big heavy metal things, and also very cautious of the big walking metal thing.
Yep, the people with the tubes of infinite death.
Or as Rinda should say, hon.
Yeah, they don't know that they spout death, but they do recognize that you're carrying heavy chunks of metal.
Their clubs look weird.
It bring death.
Yes. And more concerning, there seems to be a creature made out of metal with claws, giant pincers.
Just wait till I get out, then they see creatures birthed from it.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. What were you doing in its
Oh,
mouth?
man.
This fully grown creature emerged from its mouth.
I hope they've invented the wheel that will make, parts will make explaining this all so much easier.
They seem to be past the Paleolithic era. While not an exact comparison, they appear to be in some sort of... I don't want to say medieval, because their evolution is a little bit different. They appear to be at least in a stage where they can conceive armor and weapons and stonecraft and fabric. They have a form of culture. That's what.
But they have the loom era.
Yeah. But while a group of these aliens, or at least aliens to you, drag off the carcass of the creature you had offered to them, there's a moment that passes before another comes out, draped in those same kind of fabrics. Rendis, you recognize that this one looks a bit older than the ones that are waving around their spears and blades. But she approaches, and there is a flicker of purple on her sail as it stretches out, and she reaches a hand up and pats her chest and says, "Sorceress."
Can you say it one more time for me?
Sorceress.
Sorceress.
Yep. She pats her chest, and you see as she says that there is a flicker with her sails.
I do believe she is offering a greeting to us. We should all in kind show respect and introduce ourselves. And Rindis will match the gesture and say, Rindis, Rusio.
When you give your name, you see that the chlorophylls in her sails turn red, as if to match her hair, and she repeats, "Rindis Rusio."
Good, yes. And she'll gesture to her companions.
Fire will match the motion using her actual arm, not the loader's arm.
Just sweeps the
You open the door.
Like,
Or do you you speak through a little speaker or something?
yeah, let's just open the door so you can actually see Mimi.
As the door starts to open, these two move in. Don't attack, but they get cautious.
And it's like, she'll not me harm, then just do the motion. By Thul.
They stare at you, bewildered. And after a long and awkward pause, the older one kind of cants her head, and the sail turns blue. And she says, "Bye, Arthur."
I was gonna nod and smile.
And then the dog would introduce himself, points to himself as Douglas Crowley.
The sails turn purple. Douglas Crowley. And for in the interest of time, everybody else introduces themselves. There's a moment before she gestures off to the side, and the two armored creatures here, they part as if to allow you through, but she begins to lead you off somewhere.
Follow.
The others hop down and have that ready to act action, but they are staring at the person inside the metal creature's mouth, because that's weird as shit to them.
Doc, should I leave the loader here or take it with me?
From a security standpoint, we don't really want to leave it unattended.
Come back and it's
then again
missing.
the main concern Dog had is somebody like activating it and hurting themselves. So
Just
make
take the
sure it's
keys and
deactivated,
I'll turn it on.
crouch down, take the keys out of it. Keys go with you. They do not leave your person.
Low jack that shit right now.
Yeah, so Byron's gonna make it crouch down, go into like standby position, just turn it off and take the keys, for better word, with her.
You leave it right there by the side of the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Give her a little pat before she goes.
Are we going to the right on the map?
Yes.
Could somebody move my token for me? This computer isn't wanting to behave.
I got you. Douglas, before anything, Chuck the Synth says, would you care for any of us to stand by the loader? You have 2 extra soldiers here, and of course the pirate.
So Dog's going to detail the 2 spare soldiers to stay with the loader, because too many people creates too many moving parts, but he also doesn't, like, at this point he mostly trusts the pirates, but he still wants them, A, close at hand, and B, to be able to manage native relations with them a little bit.
Yeah.
So, keep them where he can keep an eye on them. And he imagines that they're going to be doing the exact same thing, just in reverse. He keeps an eye on them, they keep an eye on us. Both parties have some idea of what relations are going to be. It helps keep things nice and reasonable all around.
You are led inside a building. One of the armored individuals stays outside. Another moves inside. In here, again, you see the hewn stone kind of from building to building under here, there's that fabric that is creating a bit of shade under the pathway. But inside, you see that there's the rough-hewn base along with what initially looks like shelves, except there's like fabric that some of that same fabric that leads up, and there are some of these other creatures that seem to shy away as you enter, hiding away on these shelves, as if they were platforms in which to sit. The design is interesting. For people who don't, who don't sit on benches built into the walls higher up. There's a pelt of possibly one of the same creatures that you offered, draped over the floor. But the older one just takes a seat on the floor. The one with the one in the armor kind of posts up by the door. The other ones in the room kind of either sneak away or just sit on their perches and watch curiously. One other thing that you might pick up on, Dr. LaRusso, they all appear to be female.
I can work with this.
Okay.
What?
I mean, this is not Dog's specialty. For all he knows, they could be an entire species of true hermaphrodites. So
we haven't checked, so
I will let you know in the morning.
There are a lot of things to check, and there are many places they could be. So that's going to fall to Dr. Rint.
I will have
I'm happy.
I will have a full report for you this morning.
Yes, that's Dr. LaRuccio's thing. That is not Dog's department. Nor would it be his department, even if it were of personal interest to him, as he is in the field of security, not negotiations. His job is normally to stand in the background and look menacing, but at the moment it is to stand in the background and be unobtrusive.
As you all either sit down or lean against the wall or do whatever you do, the older one calls out to one of the other of her species, saying something. You see her sail flash series of reds and purples before this one climbs down from her perch, skitters around and through another entrance that with similar fabric kind of dangling over it, and you can hear her moving around back there. But she looks horrendous again, who seems to be the one speaking for everyone, and her sail flashes a series of purples again, and says, "La Russo is donante."
Wonder how quickly we could have a translator prepared, but for now, I think this endeavor is going to be quite fun. She is going to do her absolute best to kind of follow the social cues and I hate in movies when they're just like, if I speak slowly, they will suddenly understand what I am saying. And it's like, that's not how it works. But I feel like she is going to try something actually to that effect, as much as it annoys me in real life.
So,
So
so you're basically exchanging like various verbal components, trying to pick up on their language and trying to give them the chance to pick up on yours.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I mean.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give me a communicate.
Okay. And I am definitely trying to elicit a positive response from her, so I will add a +3 modifier from the Charmer trait or talent. 3. Whoop. Ha 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 ha
Uh
oh no.
ha ha.
Roll me 2d6.
oh.
Slap her right in the titties. 4 and a 6.
One of those is a scream. What is it?
I believe the 6 is.
Huh.
I thought the screaming was a 1.
Was it the 1? It might be.
I hope it's the one.
All I know is that it was either a 4, a 5, or a 6 means you get stuck. I think one of those is a lost maneuver, and I think the other's dropped object, but I can't remember which is which.
Okay. So what do we have? A 4 and a 6?
Yes.
4 and a 6.
All right. You lose some movement and you lose your side action. So nothing really happens. You're focused on this person. You're not paying attention to anything else. There's a moment where she's pointing to various things, or like pointing to your hair and says a word, and you're exchanging various words, trying to get an idea of each other to be able to communicate. With your 2 successes, what kind of information would you like to glean?
I would like to glean if they are still being friendly towards us, or if I have done something incredibly horrible and now we are going to be consumed by the natives.
They're being trying to think of the appropriate word. They're being hospitable. They don't know. They don't know, exactly what you are. You're strange creatures to them. They don't know what your intent is, but I will say that you do pick up that you appear to be there for something. So they think you want something here. What that something is, they aren't sure. And after some time, one of the one that went to the back comes out again, and as she approaches, she's carrying she's carrying she brings out snacks and something to drink, basically.
What a great mom. She brought snacks.
You do notice that her sails, the one that comes out, appear to be worn in various places. Not permanently so, but it looks like there's just damage to it that is going to heal back up. But she moves around, sets that down, and then goes back to her perch.
I will be a gracious guest and try some of the offered snacks.
There's a number of little salted meaty things. It could be some kind of dried fish or something, but they're like little meat snacks, like wrapped up in little bits.
Kippers.
I will taste one. Do I feel the urge to be sick, or is it delicious?
Give me an endurance.
Yeah.
Roll me a d6.
Stop doing that. 3.
You trip and fall. You can't trip and fall. You're sitting down. Nothing happens.
I fall face first into the plate. Yeah,
Yes.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens. It's pretty good. It's meat, and humans are human. The nice thing about humans is that the way their evolution went, they tend to run hotter than a lot of other mammals. So humans are designed to consume more than other animals do, because they run hotter. And also because they run hotter, there is a lower chance that consuming things is going to be a problem to them. So yes, you're fine,
For now.
and
Yes.
it's quite good. Yes, as Captain Carrion puts it, we eat everything.
Yup. And
Like she eats as well too, and she points to another of the ones of her species who steps forward and leans over, and there's a flicker, and she says something and gestures for her to do something, and she runs out. But it seems like communication is going fairly well so far.
I do believe it is going well. We have not been executed yet, so that is a positive sign. As far as the snacks, feel free to enjoy them as well. They are not just for me, after all.
dog would get, yeah, because just cautiously samples a little fish. And it's like, oh, it's one of those things where it's, no, the world does not know this, but what goes through his mind is definitely much better than the packaged rations.
I will also try to snack a little too.
Give me some endurances.
Do I get anything for my toxin tolerance?
No, because it's not poisonous.
Beans.
Unless you're drinking, in which case that is technically poisonous.
Are you drinking the meat snacks they gave us?
They brought drinks too.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to drink.
I would definitely try one of the drinks.
She does sip from hers as well.
Drink.
Viral drink.
Thanks for drinking. I'm
Then it
down to
counts.
party. Hey, 2 successes. You down to clown.
See. I gain 1 automatic success to any rolls against toxin. Yep. I'm gonna copy that over.
Okay, so you all are fine. You don't get drunk, but you recognize the aroma and the taste of something that has been fermented.
Fermented.
And additionally, Douglas, you take a drink, and you're like, "Whew, that's strong stuff," and everybody else around gets an edge.
Oh no, dog. Oh no, something that made the Marine go, whoo! That's scary booze.
Everybody gains an edge, you say?
Everyone gains an edge.
Thanks, buddy.
And +1 edge to those adjacent / near you.
Damn it, I'm right next to you.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone who has edge. In other words, other player characters gains an edge.
The people that matter gain an edge. Thanks.
Yep. A moment passes, though, before the same one comes back and hands over something that's been wrapped up in some kind of leather, and then she runs back, climbs up onto a little perch on the wall, and peers over it, still watching. But the older one lays it out in front of her and unrolls it, and inside you see just a series of items. There is some cloth that appears to be folded neatly and bundled. There appears to be a knife of some kind, and there appears to be some dried and seasoned food. And as she unrolls that in front of you, Dr. DeRusso, she extends her hand and gestures to it as if asking what you're interested in, or as if to say, this is what we have.
She will continue to just try stuff, and she will convey thanks and gratitude and all of that stuff very slowly and meticulously, so that they can pick up on the words that she's like, thank you, and delicious when she eats it and makes a reaction, and she tries to play down Douglas's small outburst, but she's still just kind of trying to slowly win them over, and it's very clear that it's working, because they wouldn't be feeding them unless they intended to fatten us up. But they're definitely not cannibals. They haven't shown any indications of that. I don't know why I'm pushing this narrative. Yeah.
All right. Give me one more communicate roll.
Come all of the edge rolls. Yeah. Yep. See.
6.
Oof.
Ah, it's so delicious.
It's so delicious.
No,
you also
no.
lose your next side action. In your efforts to communicate,
I forget to
you
play.
are exuberant and loud. Everybody else around you gets +1 edge.
I'm so helpful.
As this goes on, you got 3 successes. Things are off to a very good start. As this goes on, there is she does make some gestures around as if you pick up. Excuse me, sorry. You pick up that she is offering for you to remain here if you were so inclined.
If I am so inclined, you say.
Yeah, they are saying you may stay in the village.
Do we want to stay? Are we content here?
I'll be fine. Just need to get a radio message back to ship, fill them in on what we've got.
Be a good opportunity to learn more about them, too.
Dog carries a long-range radio. So, worst comes to worst, it'll be able to reach the shuttle, and then the shuttle will be able to reach the ship. So,
Let's
basically,
give it a shot.
as long as he can give his report.
We should have time to do so. Let's go ahead and send Chelsea a message.
So once we are back outside near the other security people, he set up and report back. So we have made first contact with the natives. Dr. LaRuccio has established basic communication.
When you go back outside, you notice that there are a few of those, these people not quite surrounding the lifter, but they look like they've curiously moved closer to it, and it looks like your people are kind of keeping them back. But there's one with a spear that is kind of giving like low kind of grumbles or growls to the three that are out there, kind of trying to poke at this thing. It looks like a few of them have gotten curious, and they are being kept apart.
Okay. So Doc Bayer, would you be so kind as to provide a demonstration for the locals?
I think we can
Sure,
do
I
so.
guess.
They're curious enough. Show them what it does.
After you.
Alright, gonna go to the front of the lifter and open it up, and they're gonna start it up again. Climb in.
When it opens up, they all jump back.
I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's supposed to do that. But you can't understand what I'm saying.
Or
Hmm.
I would
Maybe
say
tone of voice, tone
the
of voice.
ones that aren't in armor jump back, and the ones that are jump forward.
Hands are up, like, it's all good. It's not gonna be any trouble.
She's not too dangerous.
They watch it eat you.
Fire sits in and like clearly shows that they're the one that's closing the front on it. It just turns it on.
Give me a communicate with your I'm sorry. Give me an empathy roll, but add your systems or your operation instead of your community.
Oh god.
And do that.
So
So we can roll communications, just add a +3 to the same as operations. Bump.
And roll me a d6.
Uh-oh.
You lose your next side action. Okay, but you start this thing up and it starts moving after you climb inside it. And then something clicks to them. this thing didn't eat you. You're riding this thing. This is a beast of burden.
Close enough.
Yeah. There's some murmurs and flashing of their sails, and two of them immediately run off. The other kind of approaches, and almost as if they want to prod it. A moment later, the other two come back, and they are carrying just a bunch, like armloads of like the silks and stuff that they have here, and it looks like they want to trade for it.
Oh. Fire's like, no trade. That's one step back. Nope. No trade.
That's somebody else's job. We're not supposed to be doing that. Nope, that's over our heads.
Pirates are like, but how much is the trade?
No, that's who you do. Those are the ones you should do. Oh boy. We have just created a smuggling ring smuggling mechs to locals because they think they're cool.
Outfitting the locals with mechs. Our new warlords are here.
We've outfitted the locals with mechs, and then what have we created? We've created an entire economy based around supplying repairing parts. Oh my god.
You showed them a giant walking metal crab thing.
And now they want more.
Now they want more.
I mean, to be fair, if you showed me a giant metal walking crab thing, I'd want one.
It's true.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, but you declined. They look very disappointed. For now. As this is going on,
What do you? Never mind. I'll make the joke in Discord.
as this is going on, Rishi, the pirate friend, says, "Well, this has been a interesting day. I'm going to step away and use the little they them's room, if you don't mind. Thomas, can you watch my back so I don't get hunted?" And he sighs and nods. Two of them start to walk off somewhere.
It wasn't suspicious at all.
One of the guards follows, just to keep an eye on them.
Well, what do we do now?
I was thinking of showing them what the loader can do.
A good idea. I like it. I think it should be fine if they see just a taste.
The prongs open and close. Yay!
Huzzah.
Show off.
All right. A moment later, you will be given a brief tour of their small village, as if they are trying to show off their own prosperity. But you show. How do you show what this loader can do?
If one of the security folks would like to help me, I'll have them hold on to the anything and lift them up. So let the
Dog
away.
That was roughly his thought. Actually, he's not a small man. He's not huge, but he's not small. Just
showing this off makes them want it more. You see, in addition to the fabrics that they offered, another one of them comes back and lays a series of tools and primitive weapons out as if in exchange. They've upped their bargaining. They've upped their barter.
Fire is gonna deny the trade again, but we all got knives from when we were on the Mirai ship, right?
Mm-hmm. We did.
Have they offered a knife by chance?
Yeah, there's probably some knives that they have been.
Congratulations, you're about to shoot straight past the Iron Age all the way into Space Age materials.
It's gonna offer to trade their knife for one of theirs.
You offer to trade one knife for another. It does look like it's fairly decent make. So you do trade a knife. They kind of test it out to see how useful it is, and of course is going to pass their tests.
Yay!
You do notice that their knife, the offering knife, appears to be at least for hang on a sec. Go ahead and give me a I think it would be a scrutiny.
Screwed it.
Root.
Groot.
I am screwed.
One success.
So the material appears to be made of corrosion-resistant materials, which isn't too surprising considering that there is a lot of water around. So it's probably some kind of mixture of copper, bronze, and brass, with some other metals mixed into it to strengthen it as well.
Ooh. There we have metallurgy.
Oh. Yep. So I used it. Okay. So we have now learned additional things about that. And moreover, we have traded what is to us a not terribly useful knife, and is to them an incredibly useful knife, for an incredibly valuable piece of alien artifact, also known as an effectively Bronze Age equivalent work, which is a bigger deal among our people than the fancy Space Age knife.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the world of relative exchanges. We have a great supply of fancy Space Age materials and not a lot of local handicrafts.
Yep. Sure do. But just a brief overall tour here. It does look like more and more of them are kind of poking their heads out of entrances of these various structures that were built. And they look like, from the ground up, at least the lower parts of them look like they are fully capable of being sealed up. They are right next to a river, so that's probably why. There is, of course, those fabrics that are draped over between the buildings to provide shade. Anyone who wants to, go ahead and give me an insight check or an insight roll. But around this village, you would notice there are some of these armored guards posted outside two of the buildings here. That they seem to be protecting and on high alert. There's also a pen with some of those similar creatures that you saw before, with the pointy noses and the shiny antlers and the weird slimy toes that they have. There's also a structure further away where you would notice some of them coming in and out of, carrying what you would guess raw material of what that fabric is. That is a lot of really good insights. You would all also pick up, especially you, Dr. Rendis, that when they can, they tend to favor the shade. They're not. They seem to be able to go out in the sun perfectly fine, but if the option is available to them, they seem to stick to lower light.
A little photosensitive.
Yeah, basically me.
The Shay insert is real.
Somebody who gets sunburns from people with shiny teeth.
Yeah, just sunburned from existing. It's mood.
Ugh.
Not for me. I have melanin, but I get it. She's my wife. I know she burned.
But yeah, that you get that. You have a pretty decent idea of why they have all that fabric draped from building to building over this place.
Gotta keep it cool.
And you guess they are likely probably most active during the twilight hours at dawn and dusk. But judging by their society as the day goes on, you notice that they are continuously active throughout the day.
Throughout the day.
Is there anything else you all would like to do before turning it? Oh, also the others come back, and the two pirates, and they're just kind of talking. And the warrior that was following, to keep an eye on them as well.
Rendis is largely just going to be spending the time interacting with the locals. She wants to really build that rapport and try to establish a level of trust and conversation between them and the rest of the team.
Okay. How about Fire and Douglas? What are your primary goals for the time being?
Dog's keeping an eye on things. He doesn't expect things to go sideways at this point. His relaxing suspicions about the pirates just got a little more suspicious, though, with them going off. So he's
Yeah. When go
He's-
ahead.
he's kind of keeping them in his line of sight. He's not that worried right now. He doesn't think they're going to cause issues
Yeah, go ahead.
because he thinks that if they were going to, they would have.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So, all right. And how about buyer? What are your immediate plans?
So they're turning down any offer to trade the loader for anything. But if they want to see the loader do anything, buyer will show them. So they're trying to be friendly, like, don't mess up the dock's work. Don't mess up the dock's work. Don't mess up the dock's work.
Okay. So, for the rest of this day going into the night, I would like a insight from Douglas and a communication from Brindis and Buyer.
I will not put the +3 in there since I am not sticking to one person. Go us.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Yes, D6s.
5.
And for once, I didn't roll a stress.
All right, I think this is appropriate for Buyer. So, Buyer, your day goes on. These natives are persistent. Yours is you're choking up, unable to speak, only sputtering. You're having trouble communicating with them, and it just looks like you're just like, no, I don't want to trade, and they keep getting, okay, they want something else, so they keep showing you different things, and trying to find some kind of material that you are interested in. You see tools, you see lots of different kinds of fabrics. You would pick up that this village's primary production is probably the textiles and fabrics that they are creating. They offer you some of their own beasts of burden. They offer you various plants and bottles filled with things. You see any number of things that you're not even sure what they are. But that's basically your day. They don't quite get the hint. For Douglas, you pick up that a couple things. One, when the two pirates come back, you overhear some low chatter from them. You hear Thomas mention, I don't think it matters. Primary objective is just to make sure that they get back and are able to finish what they started. And Rishi speaks and says, "Oh, I'm sure, but you must have some thought about how much potential could be here." So there's a little bit of back and forth there. You do pick up that they don't seem to be. They don't seem to have any immediate attention just yet. But there probably is more to their, or at least more to their interest than just to come along and ensure your protection. Although that does seem to be part of it.
I mean, given that what we've heard there, Dog is relaxing quite a lot, though he is going to be including this in his report. He has a sneaking suspicion that the pirates may have just discovered a lucrative import-export business.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not his job or under his purview, that's someone else's.
And we're not really equipped to deal with that ramification.
Nope, that is the excise, that is the tax and excise authority, that is someone else, that is whatever the IRS equivalent is, and they are scarier than all of us put together.
Yeah, the rest of the Trinity forces finally get there and like, who gave the cavemen guns?
Definitely the pirates, not us.
Nope. Who has somehow created a mech racing circuit on the planet? The natives did, but the pirates did sell them a bunch of loaders.
Fires hiding the championship medal. We have not been taking part in that at all.
Nope, definitely
Nope.
not.
Dog, hide the trophies.
Quick! They'll never look in Dog's room. He has no sense of humor, right?
It'll be fine. And finally, Dr. Rindus LaRusha. Me. You. Score. You lose some. Nothing happens. You're not in combat. We need some out of combat shock examples. Anyway, your communicating continues to go well. There is, as time goes on, you notice that these natives are becoming a little bolder. They start to realize that you're not here to fight. The ones in the armor are still very active. They are still on high alert, even if they realize that there's no fight here. You pick up that this is just a small village that is that is part of a larger network. There is more to this group than just these ones here. You would also pick up that anytime you ask for their names, the names come as or the names start with Ta, T-A-H, and they flash a oops, I'm on the wrong page. And they flash with the purple, and then there's often, and then the second name is Soar, which flashes a blue, and then it's any number of names that can be different. There is like Tasor Sirius or Tasor Neoshi, but it looks like this village, at least everybody in this village, starts with Tassor. Tassor.
Tassor. Tassor?
Yes.
Okay. Tassor.
And there is one more thing I would say that you notice, Douglas. The older native here, you do pick up as she's speaking with someone on the side, another one of her people. They give a nod and collect some things, and you notice them climbing onto the backs of one of those antlered creatures with the funny toes that you saw before. While not quite a saddle, there is something designed to fit on their back along the ridges, made out of that same kind of fabric that they are able to easily claw into and hang onto. They seem to ride off.
Okay. The dog expected something like this to happen. He's just sitting there, and he's relatively relaxed at the moment. The pirates are not up to anything nefarious, it seems. Just probably business. And anything that they are up to is probably not his concern. The natives are letting other natives know. That's probably going to smooth things over as we contact other groups. We're getting along with the natives, and the natives have decent security, so he does not have to constantly be looking around out for what's its danger paws again.
No, I think we're good. And I think
No.
worst case scenario is the pirates might get us in trouble.
If a what's its danger paws shows up, it is still going to get, docked, but I don't think one's going to show up.
Yeah. Tell your friends what you saw here.
Speaking of what's the danger paws, as the sun begins to set, and two of the three of this planet's 3 moons come out, you notice there are more and more natives that are coming out now that the light has dimmed a bit more, and a lot of them are working, but a lot of them are also watching you with the weirdest curiosity. It's that, ooh, what's this? Peeks around corner in large groups, several heads lined up. The warriors of them are, of course, there, of course, seems to be several out and posted. There is one particular building that they do not leave unattended.
They leave one building guarded.
Yep, there is one building that is constantly guarded.
Does its structure give any idea as to its purpose?
It looks relatively similar to the other ones. I will say it is closer to the center of this village. And you do notice as the entire day is going on, you would notice that groups of them heading in and coming back out later. So they're just kind of cycling through. So it does seem to be a very busy place. And even as this village's warriors who are guarding the area, they remain posted until someone else who is armored and armed is able to relieve them. So whatever's
they're
in
having
there, yeah, whatever's in there is very important to them. But as the evening further turns into night, you are of course given lodging. There's there's groups of them that head off into the night or into the later evening, kind of disappear. You do see the flashes of their sails, but the first day here goes pretty good.
Seems like it's a success.
Yeah. Didn't start an intergalactic incident.
Thank goodness.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, roll for
speaking
incident.
of incidents, how about we all take a quick 10-minute break?
Well, that's ominous.
Okay.
Oh no!
Alrighty, well, we'll be taking a break. We'll see you all shortly.
Never said the incident was bad.
But what if it is?
My money is on Dr. LaRuccio getting increased in the pollination count again.
Ah. I didn't roll for it, so probably not yet. But soon. Soon.
Let's see. Currently, Dr. Ridges has been pollinated a number of times equal to the preceding sessions. We've got to keep that ratio of 1-to-1 up.
Oh, don't worry. The session's not over. We still got an hour.
Fire was in at least one orgy on the pirate ship.
Yeah. One orgy and one very attractive dancer.
Yep.
Dog's got a bromance going. A bromance forged on the basis of like 4 words, some tobacco, and a couple beers.
I'm going to flush and be right back.
Just an occasional grunt between the two.
That's all you really need.
Yep. They were infantry. They know what those grunts mean.
All right, be right back.
Oakley dokley, is everybody back?
I say back.
I am indeed back.
Okay, well, Hun, whenever you're ready.
All right, welcome back, everyone. They do. Yeah. We're gonna be wrapping up a little earlier than usual, because of overtime and such. However, just to let everybody know, we're not going to be going another hour and a half. Maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes. We'll see. It'll be soon.
Okay, works for me.
So,
That's good.
you all are able to get some rest and what's an update? Huh, that's odd. Well, anyway, so you all are given some lodging for the rest of this evening. And during part of the night, you hear the rush of rain for a bit on the outside. That has a very methodic drumming sound that is capable of lulling everyone into sleep. But you all are given rooms to situate yourselves in. But early in the morning, close to the twilight hours, probably pre-sunrise, I would like everyone to give me a scrutiny at -2.
Oops.
At
Scrutin.
-2.
-2.
Oh dear.
Did any of our edge go down?
Yes, you can put your edge down by how much does it go down in a day? Is it 2 down in a day?
It's every 10 hours it goes down by 1, and I don't remember what the effect of sleep was.
Okay, so bring it down by 2 then.
Okay.
I won't count those last 2.
Thank you.
Scroot -2. It doesn't even stop me.
Okay. So Bayer and Rendis, and actually I should. Yep, okay. Bayer and Dr. Rendis, you're the only two who notice. You're resting there. As you are resting, there are 2 of the natives kind of poking their heads into the rooms you're in, and you see them kind of like clinging to the walls, and it looks like they've kind of snuck in. One of them is prodding at Douglas. Another is leaning close and tilting her head curiously at Thomas.
Are we all in the same room?
If you want to be.
I mean, don't have to be. I was just curious for setup.
If you're not, you don't see that.
Okay, then I don't see that.
All right.
I was just curious because of the past scrutiny. That's why I was wondering if we were aware of them watching other people.
Because what scrutiny?
You said we passed our scrutinies,
Oh yes.
so I was curious about if we knew what was going on.
You.
If we're not in the same.
Oh, if you're in the same room, you see them kind of poking at Douglas or leaning close to Douglas and Thomas. If not, then you notice them like outside, like partially outside, peeking into the room.
Good luck, buddy.
As long as they don't break his perimeter, they're probably fine. Probably.
Probably.
I'm glad I went with the relatively wholesome veteran instead of paranoid veteran. Yeah, no, dog's asleep.
Yeah, you are, and nobody's bringing it to attention. So they start poking. They start leaning really close. One of them pokes you, Douglas, as you're asleep. There's a moment before there is a shout, and Dr. Rendis and Bayer, both of you notice there's a flash of red that goes quickly to blue and then to a bold red again, as something metal is wrapped against the stonework, and the two who were poking in to get a look at the weird creatures that are staying in their village jump and flee.
At which point, now, Dog is well and properly awake, with rifle in his hands, I imagine.
Yeah,
because you just woke up a guy who's used to sleeping in, places where he might end up either being shot at or shelled.
You would notice that Thomas actually even probably reached under whatever sleeping bag or whatever he has on him for something, for relaxing. But you both catch sight of two of these individuals, their sails retracting, and you hear some shouting and probably a yelp down the corridor.
Yelp.
So Dog stands up, just fucking kids. And what he's going to do at this point, it's a simple kind of alert trap. I'm going to give the abridged version of making is you get a piece of string, you take the you take the bullet out of a shell casing, and essentially you're essentially rigging it up so that you have a little thing that if something crosses the string, it goes bang. It doesn't hurt anything, but it makes a loud bang.
Oh,
And he's going to put that across the door.
As you're putting it across the entranceway, you see one of the warriors kind of glance in your direction.
He points at the string. He points at the bulletless shell casing, and he makes a motion as if to pluck the string, and then says, "Bang!" Goes back inside and lies back down.
Well, she doesn't know what a bullet is, but she does recognize the makings of a trap. So,
I mean, doesn't need to know what it just needs to know that it might make a loud noise.
Yeah, she recognizes that you made a trap.
Mm-hmm. It's just this he's out there. He's in the for some reason my mental image of him is based on of him waking up out of the middle of the night. He sleeps in his body armor, but what he's wearing underneath it is like white stars and hearts boxer short.
I can dig it.
So that's just like that frazzled, angry man. The only extra thing he bothers to put on as he gets up is his duty cap, and then that immediately comes off as soon as he lies back down.
Oh,
so vest, boxers, and hat.
yeah. You notice when you would notice that as you were dressing down with probably with Thomas nearby as well.
Grunt at each other as you undress.
Yeah, his boxers say pirate booty.
God damn it.
Wait. Hold on. What did you just say?
His boxers say pirate booty.
Oh my god!
And he is completely comfortable in his masculinity to be able to wear that.
Of course it is.
Yup. I just love it.
But he sits up and you see that he tucks a blade back away and says, "What the fuck you think that was about?"
Fucking kid. Dog just lies back down. There's now if anything comes through the door, he's going to know. And admittedly, the civilians will all probably have their wits scared out of them, but the people who've got combat experience are going to know exactly what happened.
Back up the forehead.
And the kids won't wake him up again. Not after they set off of the bang bang light up scary trap.
It'll be a very important lesson.
A very important lesson. You do not wake up a Marine. Sack time is sacred. And as soon as he's horizontal, he's out cold.
Well, as the sun begins to rise again, closer to the twilight hour, the sun's not at its peak yet, so they are again once more active. Is there anything anybody wants to do in particular for the day? Or are we just continuing communication efforts?
Yeah, it would be more of the same.
All right. So, having focused on this pretty much all day yesterday and a bit into the night, everybody go ahead and give me give me communicating if you're trying to communicate, and scrutiny if you're trying to scrutiny. Or insight if you're trying to insight, depending on what kind of... You'll get different answers for different things.
Dog is... I've got to push dog scrutin. I'm going to push dog scrutin. He still
Yeah.
fails the scrutiny.
Why not? I'll push Liar Scrutiny as well. So you're like, no, it's not. We're not trading for my mech. We're not trading for it. I'm sorry, but no, we're not trading for it.
No means no.
Okay. There is nothing out of you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. It's gotten a little boring. You're keeping watch. They're still watching curiously, if not as actively. At this point, the Dr. Rendus, as you're trying to communicate, more of them have like come forward, and you're just attempting to communicate with them, which is going pretty good. You're starting to pick up on some words and meanings that are associated with various colors. You get that the red is a affirmation or a positive or a yes or aggression, and the blue is the opposite, the negatives. The purple is more either neutral or inquisitive. But saying a word and flashing red might have a different meaning than saying a word and flashing blue.
Mhm.
So we need to get Doctor in this a little disco light.
Right now, just
Yeah.
picture we're just like, okay, I need blue. Liar, come here. Grabs her hand, takes glove off.
Mhm.
Forehead.
Yeah, so Buyer, you're pretty much saying no all the time. Dr. Rendis, your hair is just screaming.
Hilarious.
What do people think of the fact that Dog just has a permanent green thing on his head?
Hat. They know what a hat is. They are curious that you do not light up, but seem to have a very solid communication. But you're probably inputting this stuff into an archive to pick up on their communication. But this goes on for a bit, and there is a moment before another one of the natives comes in and leans over to the older one, and there is just a soft touch, and you see her sail kind of like retract a bit and turns red briefly, but then goes purple, then goes blue, and stays blue. And the older one says, Sirius. And there's a flicker of red from her. Rindus, you pick up a few keywords. A name, Sirius. You also pick up child, trade, danger.
Oh. Somebody's in danger. I think. It could be a number of things. It could be that somebody is trying to trade one of their children into slavery, which is my first thought. Or a child is trying to trade something for something dangerous, which is probably the pirates getting us into trouble. Either way, we should go figure that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Child trade danger.
You see her kind of straighten up, and her sail extends and turns a bright red, and she starts giving a command to the to some of the other ones. And you notice outside there is some shouting, and
Sounds like my first inclination. Sorry. Go ahead.
and you see a group of them, a small group of the ones in armor starting to get together.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think it was with my first thought. We should go with them, not just because it's the right thing to do, but it would also ingratiate them to us if we help.
Bonus points.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll have to make note of it.
Not
What
that
does he
we.
do? He checks to make sure his magazines are loaded, and dog is ready to go.
You do that, and the warrior who saw you with the bullet sees a casing of more of those bullets. Still doesn't know what they are, but you notice that they're paying attention to you.
She'd noticed that the spiky thing is on top of this one.
Yeah.
They might have found similar spiky things in the thing that we killed.
They may have.
Yeah. The connection could possibly be drawn that
Yeah,
spiky thing
yeah.
is weird.
You know that they have carved up the beast from the other day, because you notice there is some meat that's being cured and some hide that's being tanned. That wasn't there the day before.
Mm-hmm. Well then.
But Rendis, the older one looks to you, and you see her start to motion like she's going to dismiss herself. Her sail flickers blue, like she's saying she has to deal with something.
I am going to make gestures like that would indicate, are we able to come along and help, and gesture to the ones that are following her that clearly are warriors. I would like to communicate.
You make a few gestures, trying to speak the word help in their language while pointing to your hair. Go ahead and give me a communicate.
And I am hoping to elicit a positive response from this person. Yeah. My hair is not the only thing screaming. No, it's just a 3.
You're sitting down. You don't trip and fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a moment before she, it looks like the warrior at her side, seems to want to object on a matter of vanity, but the older one like throws a hand up, and it seems like she has this. The older one has some level of authority here. She's got the scars to prove it, but you pick up the word yes as her sail flickers red.
It sounds like we are a go. Make ready to help them.
And this is where we will call it for tonight.
All right.
Alright.
And next session, we get to look forward to killing some people who are going to try to enslave children.
Perfect reason to kill them. All right. Well, thank you,
Yep.
everybody, for stopping by to watch. Thank you for everybody who is, of course, on the game playing. You all are wonderful. I am sorry we cut a little short, but when we took the break, all of the sleepies caught up to me, and I just feel exhausted. But we will be back for Brindlewood Bay tomorrow. Now that it seems like our missing player has their computer back. So I'm going to cut this one short so that I can get going. But thank you again. Catch us tomorrow evening for Brindlewood Bay, and more stuff in the future as it comes. Y'all have a great night, and we will see